Grand Rising GDS family. Today I want to talk to you about healing. You know, it's funny how sometimes we think that we fully healed from something. We thought we really did. Something might have happened years ago. And we might have thought multiple times that we'd fully healed from it. And then life events happen and bring up those emotions. And you realize you haven't truly fully healed from it yet. You haven't fully released the pain to God yet. I want to thank you guys for your kind words last night to me. It meant a lot. The crazy part though, like, a lot of times, you know, it's knowing something and doing something are two different things, you know? I thought I released a lot of guilt that I held onto myself for not being able to be there for my brother. I thought I had released all of it. You know, I thought I was over it. And you know, there's this analogy a lot of you have probably heard me use before. That, you know, when you're doing better with your life, when you're better in your life, you know, you get this jar. You got this jar and you fill it with light stuff, ping pong balls, twigs, paper, you know, things that float, right? And you got this other jar, this water, and this represents you doing better with your life, right? And as you're sitting there doing better with your life, you're pouring it into there, you're pouring it in. But as you're pouring it in, what happens? All this stuff from the past rises up and rises up. And the more you do good, be good, better in your life, you know, the more you pour into it, the higher it rises. And then it rises up to the surface, and these emotions resurface, right? And a lot of times, people are just like, "What the heck?" You know, I'm doing everything right. You know what I mean? I'm better in my life. I'm being a better person. I'm doing good. I'm being good. I'm putting positive energy out there. You know, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. Why is this coming up here? Why is this resurfacing? Why am I dealing with this? Why am I feeling this? Right? But that's part of the healing process. You know, that's like at that point, a lot of people, they tap out. They just tap out because they're just not strong enough at the time mentally. They're not mentally strong enough at the time because they haven't fully healed yet, right? But fully healed, you can't tap out. You gotta tap in. You gotta tap into God. You gotta tap into God. And once, you know, you keep doing good and being good and you keep pouring it in there, and eventually, it's all gonna release, right? But part of that release comes with crying. It comes with crying, right? And, you know, I want to talk to the men out there. You know, we're taught by society that, you know, real men don't cry. Real men gotta hide their emotions. They gotta be strong. And yes, we do have to be strong. We gotta be a foundation, right? But it is okay for us to cry because we can't fully heal and we can't fully be there for the people that need us. We can't be there for the people that need us to the extent that they need us if we haven't fully healed. And part of that full healing comes from crying. It comes from getting in touch with your emotions, dealing with stuff that you don't want to deal with. And a big part of mine is my brother John, passed away a couple years ago now. He relapsed. He lost the battle to the devil. You can only dance with the devil so many times before it's your last. But I danced some of the same dances with the devil. I was just blessed enough to get away from it alive. But that made me stronger. That gave me a better understanding. It gave me a different perspective. It gave me It gave me an understanding, and it gave me the information to be able to help other people that are going down those wrong paths, right? So as someone, doesn't matter like what, there's so many different wrong paths in life that we take, so many different mistakes and shit, right? But when we heal ourselves, when we make it out of, when God saves us from that, right? When God saves us from those paths that easily could have led us to our destruction. When God saves us from those, it's our job, it's our obligation. When we see other people heading down those paths, it's our job to try to redirect them, to at least point them out on what path they're going on and how there's other options, right? You can't force anyone to do anything. But you can relate your own experiences to them. You can share your story with them. You can tell them, you can relate to them and tell them what worked for you, you know? And that's our job. That's our job. That's our obligation to help others like that. When we see them heading down those paths of destruction, it's our job. It's our obligation. Healing isn't easy. Healing isn't easy, and full healing requires a full release. And that full release requires bringing it to God, putting it in God's hands. That full release requires crying. And it doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you less of a man because you shed tears. It makes you more of a man. It makes you more of one. You know, as society these days, we allow the devil to take so many different grasps of our lives. A lot of times we want to get out of the grasp of the devil, but we don't always know how. We don't always know how. But that's where community comes in. That's where others come in. That's where others sharing their stories, sharing their pain. That's where that ties in. And you know, so as a light worker, one of my best abilities from God is the way that I help others to help themselves, by allowing them to look at things from a different angle, a different perspective, and help them. That's how I help them help themselves, right? But I can't help people to my full capacity if I haven't healed myself. But it's the shadow work, the healing. It's a never ending kind of journey. You know, we just evolve. We level up. We level up in our spirituality. We level up in life. And, you know, with that comes new challenges. Comes with new demons to slay. It comes with, you know, it's just different, you know. You never just completely get away, escape from the problems, right? You conquer the challenges, right? You conquer them, you beat them, you defeat the devil in those certain aspects, but there's always more devils to fight. There's always more demons to fight, right? But it's just a constant, that's life though. Life is just a constant lesson. And what are lessons? You know, lessons are either taught and learned, and when they're learned, you change, or they're taught and they're repeated. I don't want to repeat any more lessons. I want to heal. I want to fully heal. And, you know, part of my abilities that God has blessed me with is being able to take some of my darkest, deepest pains and transmute it into something positive, And this pain of the loss of my brother from his battle with the devil that he didn't win, you know, I take that pain and I choose to, instead of wallowing in the dark waters of pain, I choose to transmute that into the light. And I do that by sharing my story and sharing how I healed. I transmute that pain into motivation. And the motivation in this aspect looks like saving others from falling into certain traps that the devil sets for us. Because I fell into many traps of the devil. I've fallen into many of his traps. Some of them blindsided. Some of them I didn't see coming. Some of them self-inflicted. But through each one, God saved me. God saved me. I'm saved by the grace of God. My life is no longer my life. My life is his life. My vessel is his vessel. My voice is his voice. I live to honor him. I live to serve him. And I pray that everything I do, everything I say, all of my actions, everything I do bring glory to you. Everything brings glory to you. I'm unworthy at times, I feel like. Because I know the mistakes I've made. I know the poor decisions I've made. But I know the grace of God. I see how amazing God is. I see how God has worked in me. I see how God works through me to touch others. And for that, I'm blessed. And for that reason, I'll never stop fighting the devil. For that, I'll never stop serving God. I will serve him until my time on this earth is over. But then, I'm just more reconnected with him. Once I leave this realm, I'm more connected with him. It's not over. It's not over. Just like when my time here is done, I'm going to be reconnected with my brother in the cosmos. And that brings me peace. You know, him speaking to me, you know, through little signs, you know, throughout my daily ventures. He sends me signs. He lets me know he's here walking with me. And that brings me comfort. That brings me peace. And I look forward to the day when I can reunite with him and friends that I lost. I look forward to it. But I don't rush it in. Because my work here on this earth is not done. My work for God is not done. But as soon as my work for God is done, I look forward. I embrace it. I look forward to it. But, yeah. All glory be to God. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Stay blessed.